Okay.
So what if you would just we got the L.
What is the charge on this? It's like 16. Whatever comes needs to be this thing, otherwise. Excuse me. Okay. There's obviously some kind of an issue here. Okay. I can see some of you won't be able to come in, so you're going to have to go to that room up there. So I see people coming in. I know there's people way in the back, and there's not going to be enough room for you, so you need to go up there to that screen. So for anyone in the I'm such a germaphobe. Anyone in the back who is waiting to come in, but there's not enough room you need to go to that room with the screen where you can watch the Amenten meetings at. You should all know where that is. So I'm not going to shout and scream. I expect you to hear what I'm saying. So for those who can't fit in, I need you to go over to that room and watch. Go over to that room with the screen in it to watch this Amenten meeting. For those in the back who can't come, for those who can't come in, I hope that you're all hearing me. I'm not going to shout. I see some people coming on there. I see a lot of people here physically, and I see a lot of people coming up here on the screen. So I'm just gonna start because I see people up there already prepared, and some people aren't prepared, and most everybody's here. Stuff, and I see. Wash my hands again, and I'll start after that. 7:02. I should start already, everybody. Alright. So it'll sort of be a interesting situation tonight, of what'll be happening. So I wanna welcome you. Actually, I'm gonna shut this door. Because that's what has to happen. I don't want to leave it open. So yeah, that door will be shut. That's how it's going to be. Okay. Now, tonight I am going to go through some information, and I am going to talk about some things. However, I want to also be mindful of the fact that I have some really important stuff to do, and there are multiple balls that I'm trying to juggle around in my head. First of all, I have this meeting. Second of all, I have tomorrow's Clubus meeting. Then I have my astrology videos for my YouTube channel, my Saturn and Pisces video, and then Full Moon and Virgo video. Then I have my rough draft that I need to get done for composition. That includes the information I need to research. I need to think of interview questions. I also need to finish reading books that I didn't finish before. And I also need to finish the quiz for sociology. And I also need to look into music. And look at how to identify key signatures in music, which is what we're doing right now in Music Fundamentals. Yeah, it's it's a lot of stuff. And I'm aware of that. And I almost wish that you didn't have that reaction because it's so obvious. And that is that's why I'm going to spend some time. I really want to be mindful that I am not standing up here talking, but I'm getting stuff done. And I also want to be mindful that I'm not using this phone for unnecessary reasons. And I want to make this convenient for all of you. So that is why I sent out a little email today saying, bring what you need to work on. And there will be time for you to work on it. I have stuff I need to get done tonight. Now, I said that there would be no more meetings where there would be work meetings, study meetings, where you would work on stuff during an actual meeting when you're here in this room, or people sitting up there, actually during the meeting. Well, guess what? I guess I lied. I mean, I want to keep promises, but occasionally I'm not afraid to bend the rules if it means that I can do both things at once, and I can commit to my promise because I made a commitment. And I made a promise to myself, and I made a promise to you that there would be a mentioned meeting tonight. However, I need to think about what is more important in my life, and I need to focus on that. And so I cannot do that and talk and do stuff at the same time. I need to sit down, I need to focus and get stuff done. So I'll have music that I will play on the YouTube over there. Just some music videos I did where I put music over an editing software and just embedded that into audio videos I did. They're up on my YouTube channel. There's so many videos titled music to listen to at any time. So yeah, so many of those videos. I will play those videos and have that music running in the background. at one point in this meeting so that I can get some stuff done tonight and make this productive time. I am going to set a time for when I'm going to do this. I want to be more responsible than, and I'll try to mock him, Paul Court. That wasn't a good mock. He still didn't show up. He left people high and dry. Yeah, he's lost a lot of people's trust, and that relationship is probably done because he has resigned. He's probably not going to come back because he didn't send an email. He didn't even let Professor Thompson know that he would be leaving. He didn't let his students know. There was no communication as to why he left. As to, and there's no guarantee, no telling when he'll come back. So, could be something really serious going on in his life. I hope that he is okay. But there could be something really bad going on if he didn't even have the decency to let people know, including his colleague, which is somebody that I will be talking about tonight, which is one of my plans, because it may very well be the new normal. That my relationship with this person, whose name is James Thompson is his name, and that may be the new relationship, and then I may get into some stuff in regards to feelings and thoughts about him, things I see with him, customs, music, all this kind of things in regards to him. The very last thing I want to do is come on a rant about, oh, this person did this or said this. I really don't want to do that. And I will try to avoid it. I will try to avoid doing that. I really don't think that there will be any negative flaws that I'll find, which, will be a good thing. Save for the things that you may not care about somebody, that they may not help who they are. So there may be some traits of people that you meet and encounter in your life that are not your preference, or they're not who you are, and it's not something that you may be the biggest fan of, but that doesn't mean that they're any less or mean or inconsiderate or whatever. I want to be honest, but I don't want to complain or talk badly about or put this person on the list of people who I complain or talk this negative stuff about. So anyway, I could tell I'm gonna go on a rant. I'm going to spend up until 7:45 talking, going through what I want to go through, and then if I get done any earlier, then the rest of this evening will basically be me working on stuff and all of you working on stuff. And when I said this evening, I did say this evening. Yes, I said what I said. Yes, I meant what I said. I'm not going to change my mind. I did not come to this meeting with the intention of having this be an inconvenience to my schedule. I want to do this meeting, but I also want it to be productive for me and productive for you. I could easily just say, oh, this meeting will go up to that time, and then you can leave and take off. But no, I want to make this productive for myself and productive for all of you, because then that makes it into something that isn't productive. I'm just standing up here wasting my time when I could be doing more important things. So that's not what I want, and that's not the intention that I had set in my mind before I did this meeting. So maybe I'll get done before 7:45, but it will definitely not go beyond 7:45, and I need to be really rigorously disciplined with myself and on about myself about that. All right. So, welcome to tonight's meeting. Basically nothing happened today, nothing that I need to talk about. Someone did call students in music fundamentals mother effers, which was really inconsiderate and sudden, because the student actually cared about learning music, and then these students were talking and distracting him from his learning, and others as well, I'm sure. The students are aren't the most motivated to learn, and especially as the teacher wasn't. And the Professor or Dr. Thompson is trying to fill in and pick up the pieces that he has left behind and try to do what he can to teach it in an engaging and clear way for people to understand the material. And it's just not official yet that he'll be continuing to teach the class for the remainder of the semester. So yeah, I don't know if he'll be coming back, but I hope that when he does, he will. If the professor, who's from Guyana, the Caribbean, if he does come back, he will redeem himself and he will focus. And he may get an earful of people asking him where the heck he was and what happened. And my expectations for him in terms of being a teacher that will focus and being someone who will improve and take it seriously and do his job and not just play the role of a teacher but actually do his job, get some structure and order in the classroom and make things important and make things a priority and provide resources for his students outside of the class, all those kind of things. I really expect that out of him if he does come back. And maybe he may come to the Amenten, but it's really unlikely that he would come to the Amenten. But for those in here physically, the meeting that I had a couple days with you before on the 21st of February, I did show a 1 minute, some second video of him so you got a sense of who he was. And from that video, he did present himself like a really good, serious, well-educated person and teacher who knew what he was doing and presented himself as important and everything like that. That doesn't explain, but it's so interesting, the dichotomy of that and getting off topic, getting distracted and bringing up crazy things, pregnancy, sex, women's clothes, racism, stuff like that, random stuff, and then abandoning people high and dry. So kind of reminds me of season 7 of Dance Moms. So for those who were at my Amenten in 2020, some of you were, a huge majority, I'm sure a lot of you were not. That was when the Amentens were watching Dance Moms, and Dance Moms is a reality TV show where these girls have to go, and they have to go to these dance competitions every week. They practice routines for the week, and then they go to compete for dance competitions. over the weekend, and there's a lot of drama involved in Abby Lee Miller. Probably one of the most infamous dance teachers there is. Teaches them just harsh, mean, yells a lot, and has really kind of tough. She's really tough on them, and that whole thing. Well, season 7 of the show, she went off on a vacation or something else, and she abandoned the kids and their moms. And so new people, somebody else came in who was full of energy and engaged with them and led them to dance competitions and tried to do what she could to keep them dancing and keep them competing and all of that. Abby Lee Miller did come back later in the show. She said that she was coming back under duress, and so immediately after, the moms felt that she was unloyal, that she wasn't doing her job, that she's not willing to work with them. The kids thought the same thing, and so they left Abby, and then continued on from there and went to another studio and another teacher, Cheryl Burke, who was on Dancing with the Stars, and she was a really famous dancer, celebrity, taught them it was better than Abby. Continued to, and she would actually take over for Abby as the host of the show, and so that's what ended up happening. And soon after, in 2017, when that happened, Abby went to jail, and that show, Dance Moms, was brought up in the class amidst the random stuff that was brought up. So anyway, that is that. I have a list of picking my robe again. My goodness. Okay, 7:19. I have about half an hour. Okay. So I actually want to get to the stuff that I want to work on. I don't really feel like, okay. So I just want to see what I have planned because I made a list here for people. Okay. So some general announcements. General announcements. Actually, I'm gonna have, gonna bring this music stand up here so that I can put this on here and go through it. Okay. So general announcements. So you know what is due on February 28th. Your global humanitarian issue assignment is due, so make sure that you are working on that and getting that done by that date. You know the expectations, the instructions are on there. I don't want to go through that again. Just know that you need your information in the pamphlet about your issue, your global humanitarian issue, how it came about. Okay, what's the history, what's the origin of it? What is the evidence of how it is an issue? How's it showing up in the world as an issue? Where in the world and in what situations and scenarios? Make sure that you're providing those kind of details. That it's not general statements of how it's a problem, but you're actually getting into, well, in this country there was an estimated number of this many plastic particles in the ocean. Like, provide those kind of details, provide those statistics. So make sure that you're doing that. It doesn't have to be all data numbers, but make sure that you're getting specific and providing that kind of information. So yeah, all the information's on there. put images with that section of it, and put your solutions, list them out and explain them of what people can do on the practical level, of how they can fix the situation, and then list your solutions, explain them, and then put images that correspond to all those solutions. If you can find images, or just try to find the image for each solution that you're doing. That should be all for that. Tomorrow you have those two videos that you need to watch. The Lydia Bastianich video, Sarah Moulton video. I've given, make sure that because Susan makes videos on the daily announcement. She made it, Linda made a video today for you. Please go back and watch those daily announcements, or watch that big meeting that I did that was super long, on Sunday, where I gave the weekly announcements. Please go back and watch the video, because I give information about when stuff is due, and trust me, that in future there will be more Amenten meetings in the weeks to come, and the Amenten meetings will be longer. That more stuff will happen during the Amenten meetings. We'll all watch videos and do the more trivial stuff during the Amenten meetings, and then you won't have assignments. So you'll have less assignments. That's less stress on you, less stress on me trying to explain everything, clarify everything. We can just do it here at this meeting. It's all great. That's more engaging. It makes it more fun. It's more varied, as opposed to me just talking and chatting and posturing all the time. So, yeah. So make sure that you're getting that done. Other stuff, again, Red from Grows stuff, you can forget about that. Your Pisces season project is due March 19th. At 11:59 p.m., which is, you are practicing, you're having a spiritual practice, and you're practicing it. You're practicing it like, is it meditation? Is it tarot cards? Is it like feng shui, or 70 spiritual practices? Make sure that you're doing it as a practice, and that you can write a reflection on it, because that's the whole idea of writing reflection on that practice, putting an image, and then of yourself doing it, and then writing a reflection on what that experience is, what that experience was, what did you learn from it, how did it better you, what did you gain from it, all this types of things, of which Joseph Blanchetter, who I've mentioned many times in the past, who I have nothing left to say about in terms of complaints and criticisms. The rest, sort of does things in a similar way, but he is a very different person than I am, even though we are both Aries people. Yeah. So all three of the teachers I have, my sociology teacher was born November 24th, 1964. So he's a Sagittarius. Professor Court, who is MIA, my music fundamentals, and what he used to be, I want to use that in past tense, he used to be the piano teacher of mine. He's a Leo, born August 19th, 1977, I think. Because he told people his age, so I kind of did the math. And then my, obviously composition teacher, born March 22nd, 1985, is an Aries. So, there you go. Alright. Now, I want to get into some other stuff real quick. Okay, I'm just going to go through this stuff. Alright, so, Pisces as a mutable sign. I feel like this is a whole discussion that I want to get into. And I know I said that I would talk about Pisces as a mutable sign. Basically, if you think about it, it is a tree, and it's the branches blowing in the wind, so Pisces is sort of swept along. And they're like, they're very chameleon-like, they're changeable. Because mutable signs are really changeable signs. And they're flexible and adaptable signs, and Pisces is that in its own way, so I thought I would mention that. Believe me, I will show some videos and play some stuff for you. So yeah, I'm just going through this information with all of you. So I'll just talk and then show a whole bunch of videos after I'm done talking. That's how it'll work. Now, James Thompson, who is the chair of the music department at DMAC. Now, this person, basically, ever since August of last year, I've known him. And right from the get-go, I noticed that he was in resemblance to several people. One of those people I shall not talk about, and I shall not name, even though I'll never admit it. I don't want to admit it, but it's just true. I want to face the fact, although I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to equate and associate this person that I'm talking about with, drum roll please, Justin Tyson, who came to my Amenten last year. And, for some reason I invited him